Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and today is our housing market update video, and I'm going to help answer the question, where will the greatest deals come from and why, and what's really happening in the housing market, which for some people is pretty hard to understand what's happening with so many people talking about so many different things with so many different narratives. So today I'm going to take you guys into my local housing market by accessing my MLS to show you guys listings that are well under my buy price. Then I'm going to take you back to Lennar's website, and we're going to explore different metro areas with astonishing price cuts in new construction. And I'm also going to show you guys how to use the Lennar map. Now, after that, we're going to talk about everything related to inventory. Then we're going to move on to interest rates and treasury bonds, followed by this week's members and subscribers shout outs. And then we're going to end answering the beginning questions of this video. But remember, you guys, I am not your financial advisor. Even if you want me to be, even if I want to be yours, I'm not. This is just my personal YouTube channel, even though my bio is as a renter, someone that had foreclosure, someone that had a bankruptcy, someone that loves hide and go seek and playing that with my children. So guys, please, for those things, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't leave your boy hanging. Shoot me a comment below, and I would greatly appreciate that. So let's dig into my local MLS right now. But before I jump into my MLS or multiple listing service showing you guys live actual data, remember the point I'm making with price per square foot. It is just a very baseline, simple method to review a whole bunch of data in order to figure out what price per square foot you should be looking for. Remember, you can access Zillow and look at price per square foot history in your local housing market. And once you find a home that you do like, then you would want to move on with additional investigations like doing a CMA, maybe a rent rate, affordability rate, and things of that nature. So in other words, guys, using price per square foot to shop is the most limited way to figure out if it's a good deal or not. Right? But you're going to need to do more research. Regardless, let's hop into my local MLS, and I'm going to show you guys 3 houses right now that are under $120 a square foot. Now, you remember 6 months ago when I started doing these housing market update videos, I could not find any homes in my local housing market that were at $120 a square foot or under. Let's look at what's happening right now. All right, guys, so here's my local MLS. This is all live active data. Now, obviously, I've been going north of Houston and south of New Caney, sometimes in New Caney, but I'm basically staying in this pocket right here, guys, just so that I can only pull from limited data, and I cannot create a narrative because this is the limited information that I have. But what I want to show you is 3 houses basically in this little pocket right here. Okay, so I'm going to stick to this little pocket right here. I'm not going to go all over the place, and I'm going to show you what's happening from just this limited amount of data. Let me access this first one right here at $299,000. Let me show you guys the listing. Okay, now this has been on the market now for 28 days, okay, at $299,900. And look at the price per square foot. You guys, this is super important because this price per square foot is now at 2021, probably like mid 2021 levels to low or early 2021 levels. So in other words, if I purchase this house right now, I win, because remember, I've been renting. I've been kind of throwing my money away in rent, and I needed a 10% drop from peak in order to win. This is over a 10% drop right here. So it's starting to look really, really good in my local housing market. And again, look at 28 days on the market, and it still can't sell at $108 a square foot. Again, well under 120. Let me show you another property. So again, you guys, just kind of sticking to this general area right here. Let's start now at a $250,000 house. Let me show you guys what I have found. Now, this is also super beautiful. Now, this has been on the market for 50 days. Okay, now as of October 24th, so a few days ago, there was a 15.3% price cut. Think about that. 15.3% price cut, which is $45,000, which again, you guys, brings the price per square foot under $120. But I also want to show you, look, again, this is a vacant home. Anytime we're dealing with vacant homes, usually those sellers are going to get a lot more desperate to sell the house because they have to pay the expenses, right? There's no one living in this property. So more than likely, this house is going to continue to sit on the market and that price is going to continue to go down. But let me show you one more property right now. And the other property now, guys, and again, this is all in the same area. I'm trying to do that on purpose so you guys know I'm not messing around with the data. But here's the next property right here, you guys. This has been on the market for basically 25 days. Now, here's the beautiful thing about it. It's listed at $275,000. Look at the price per square foot. This is early 2021 levels, you guys. This is a big deal to me because in my local housing market, I'm seeing prices cut significantly. Okay, this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. $103 a square foot. So do you guys think this is vacant? Let's take a look. Let's see if it's vacant. And it is absolutely vacant. Do you see that? Do you guys see what's happening here? These vacant homes, they're going to sit and people are going to have to price cut. Again, you guys, only $103 per square foot. And they still, you guys, they still can't sell their properties. So again, as we go further into the year, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, look at this logically. What do you think is going to happen? Now, Dave Ramsey thinks this is happening because of crime. I think this is happening because of quantitative tightening and because the Federal Reserve said this was going to happen. But that's just me. I guess I'm just old fashioned. So what I want to do now, guys, is I want to take a look at a few things from Lennar. And what I need you guys to do right now is take a seat and put your seatbelt on so you don't fall out of your chair once you start seeing what's happening. Plus, I'm going to show you guys how to use the Lennar map just to see how much new construction just from Lennar, which is the #2 new construction builder in America, and basically show you guys where they're actually building around the US. Let's start. All right, guys. So I'm not going to go in my local housing market this time. I'm going to go to Salt Lake City, Utah. So I'm going to do a little bit different today, guys. And I'm going to show you guys some insane price cuts in Salt Lake City, Utah. I mean, Salt Lake City, Utah is being gutted almost as much as Austin, you guys. But starting with this first property right here, you can see that it was originally listed at $769,000. It's now listed at $689,000. That's a price cut of $79,500 or a 10.3% price cut. But I know you guys want to see super duper big price cuts. So let's find some. Look at this. This is almost there, but that's not good enough. I know you guys want to see bigger price cuts than 100,000. So let's keep going down here. Another beautiful price cut out of about 90,000, but boom, y'all, look at this price cut. This is insane. It went from $686,000 to $579,900, which represents a $106,000 price cut or 15.5%. Do y'all see what's happening with new construction? That's insane. But I know you want to see more. You guys want to see more price cuts. Let me show you an even bigger one. Let's scroll down just a little bit. Look at this, guys. This is embarrassing. If I was Lennar, I'd be absolutely embarrassed. But if I was a recent owner, I would be absolutely furious that I just lost over $100,000 in equity. But on this property, you can see it was originally listed at $681,900,000. It was cut $112,000. You guys cut $112,000 down to $569,000 or a 16.4% price cut. You guys hearing what I'm saying? Is anyone freaking out yet? You guys remember 6 months ago, people thought we were crazy to say things like this, but look at the data. We have it now on our side, no guessing needed. But I want to show you how this map works. So here's the map right here. And all I'm going to do is basically zoom out. Okay. And this is Lennar. So if you guys want to look at your own housing market, zoom out on the map and go to where you want to see if Lennar's building. A lot of people want to see North Carolina, Massachusetts area. So just scroll in. I mean, look at all of these new communities. South Carolina, North Carolina, look at this, Maryland, New Jersey, all of this area. Look at this, guys. So there's a lot of new construction going on right now, as you can see. Now I want to go into everything inventory, and you guys may remember me forecasting and hoping that we were going to hit pre-pandemic levels of inventory this year. Now, my mistake with that was basically essentially talking about the unit number. Here's the thing with the unit number. That's not really what we need to be looking at right now. We need to be looking at months of supply, because months of supply also takes into consideration demand. And here's another interesting fact. 71% of sellers buy a new home. So if sales are down over 30% right now, do we need as much inventory? The answer is no, because again, 71% of people purchase another home after they sell. So if they're not selling, we don't need as much inventory. But I'm going to show you guys Fred, and then I'm going to show you guys the months of supply right now. So remember, guys, so this is Fred Economic Data Housing Inventory. I suggest you guys bookmark the link. It will be in my description. But as you guys can see, from August to September, we actually did have an inventory increase. Now, I was hoping we would be up here pre-pandemic to about 1 million units, but I don't know that we're going to hit that, guys. But here's the thing. It's okay if we don't hit that. Let me show you why. Because look at the months of supply. We're at 3.1 months. Now, pre-pandemic, we were sitting at, if we look at right here, we were sitting at about 3.9 months of inventory. So it is still possible that we have more months of supply of inventory this year, okay, this year than we did pre-pandemic. All we need to get to is 4 months of supply. And let me ask you guys a question. Do you think we're going to get to 4 months of supply this year? I want you guys to comment below. I think it's quite possible, and I really hope we do, because look at how much demand has been completely crushed. And not to mention, once midterms are gone, goodbye help from the government and manipulating data. I really think that the fear is going to spread immediately after midterm elections. Now, let's hop into everything interest rates, since we clearly know that the housing market is being controlled, well, by the Federal Reserve, but also interest rates. All right, once again, guys, I'm using Fred Economic Data, which is essentially Freddie Mac. So, usually they should have the most amount of data over Redfin and Zillow, but I use multiple sources of data because it varies so significantly. But as you guys can see, we have finally hit an average of 7.08%. So we're now in the 7%, guys, and that went from 6.94 to 7.08, which is 14 basis point increase, which essentially 14 basis points equals 1.4% purchasing power, not to the rate, but 1.4% purchasing power eliminated. But I want to remind you guys year to date. So if we look at year to date, January 6th, we were at 3.22%. We went all the way up to 7.0%, which essentially represents 386 basis point increase, or from the start of the year, 39% roughly of purchasing power completely wiped out of the market. And I also want to tell you guys, this is the only time in history that we had interest rates double in just 1 year. Now, let's take a look at the treasuries and the bonds and try to figure out what's going to happen next week. All right, guys, so here's the treasuries right here. This is as of today, 7:45 a.m. As you can see, the 10-year went back down to 4%. The crazy thing is this 10-year right here, which kind of tracks the 30-year mortgage rates, went to about 4.3%. So it messed up a lot of people, but keep your eyes on this, guys. Now, obviously, everything is inverted over the 10-year, including the 3-month. Now, the 3-month has actually stayed inverted. Prior to recently, the 3-month actually inverted maybe 4 or 5 times, but it was extremely brief. Right now, the 3-month is staying inverted over the 10-year. So a lot of people think that the Federal Reserve is going to pivot. Personally, I don't think that. I think the 10-year is low because of midterm elections, which brings me to another point. Did you guys hear that we had positive GDP in Q3 of this year? I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but wow, what great timing for the midterms. Don't you think? And also what great timing for the midterms that the 10-year just dropped below. Maybe that means everything's getting better until after midterms. But, again, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here. That's just my opinion. Now, here's the thing. What's going to happen to next week's average? Now, I believe only because of midterms, I think interest rates average are going to go down next week. I think they're going to go down only slightly, but I suspect next week's the average interest rates will actually be under 7%. And then after midterms, I think that's going to go back up, but it's going to be very interesting. And after this video, you guys go and vote for a poll where I ask for your opinion on what direction you think the interest rates are going to be. Now, remember, your interest rate will probably be 50 to 75 basis points higher than what you're seeing on the average of those charts. Now, let's get into the fun stuff right now. I'm going to try to do this quickly, guys, but let's do this week's members and subscriber shout outs. All right. So obviously my first shout out's going to my boy Dooster. This guy, you guys, is an absolute machine. Dooster, if you're watching, brother, I still love you. You're still a champion in my book, even if you don't get first. But you guys, I think I released maybe 10 or 11 videos this week, and Dooster was almost first every single time. So brother, I love you, man. Thank you for that effort. This is your shout out. You are still the first comment champion. We're going to see what happens next week. But again, Dooster, I appreciate you, brother. All right. Also, a big shout out to all of the members that have joined my channel for 99 cents a month. And really, guys, I haven't been able to put too much value on there. I'm basically just showing you all of the fish pictures that I've lost. And I also whine about how scared I am to do videos. So if you want me to whine and you want to see me lose fish, join the membership for 99 cents a month. But big shout out to Zaid, Dan Wook, Grant Sanderson, Jeff, all of these people. I can't pronounce this. I'm so sorry, but big shout out to you. Thank you. I can't pronounce his name. I'm with the slow reading group. Kevin, Mr. Kukul, Sean, obviously my boy Sean, my boy Jeremy, Medic in the house, Paul, RJ, G, Steven, Corinne, Nick, Sheldon, my boy Sheldon, Parlor. Look at that. Look at my boy Doosters here. Gary, Ryan, STN, James, and my wife, Shara. You guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Now, real quick, guys, I just want to show you this week's gift card challenge question. Take a look. So I am doing a $50 gift card challenge this week. It ends on Sunday. If you guys want to participate, just go to my community tab right here and answer the question. Now, here's the thing. You need to vote. Winner will be announced this Sunday, and I will send a $50 gift card to either you, PayPal, a charity of your choice. But again, you guys, please participate in this. And the question is it a good time to purchase a home right now? Because won't interest rates just keep going up? That's a narrative I keep hearing that's so frustrating to me, but it is what it is. I want you guys to answer that question for me, please. Real quick, guys, I want to explain why I have not been responding to all my emails. And that is because I have essentially gotten out of origination and selling real estate at the moment, right? But once I come back and originate again and sell again, I will let you know. But right now, I refuse to do that until I have purchased my own primary residence. Now, there are 3 things that I want to pinpoint from today's video. Number 1, deals and buying incentives will come predominantly from vacant homes, new construction, and distressed sellers. Number 2, in my market anyways, in Texas, roughly 40% of active listings are new construction. Put that in perspective. Now, number 3, 71% of sellers buy another property. So block out all the noise and keep your eyes focused on months of supply and inventory. Now, you guys, I really hope you guys got some value and perspective and insights from today's video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck and I hope you win.